Hello, and welcome to Dragon Quest XI. It's me, Liam, your host. Oh boy, what happened last time on our fun adventure? Well, we had Sylvando's big gay parade. What a fabulous man he is. We went around spreading cheer around the world. That was pretty good. We were revisiting some old locations and seeing what's up with the world after everything kind of burnt up and went to hell. We're gonna be quite honest. We still got the outfit of the soldiers of happiness, soldiers of joy, overjoyed. But yeah. So it just goes to show, with the right attitude and enough glitter makeup, you can accomplish pretty much whatever you set your mind to. There was some debate last stream as to whether or not Sylvando was gay. I'm not saying he's not gay. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm saying it doesn't really, I don't think it matters for the purpose of this narrative. What matters is that Sylvando is a fantastic young man with a very bright future. That's my position, and I'm holding to it. Not that you really need positions on video game characters. It's the contentious times we live in. So what are we doing now? Oh, we're going to go back to Phnom in order to see what they all think about the people I saved. Because everybody was locked up because Avarice, a dragon with a lisp, had put them in jail. It's a very, very thinly motivated villain, but here we are. La 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 la. The only thing I mind about this outfit that our character is wearing is that their move speed is slower because of the animation. Is it the distant future when horses don't exist? And if so, how many dogs do we need to train together to get them to ride? It's like there's no snow here, so instead of having a dog sled, we could have a dog sledge. Sir, I admit, I did not think you were strong enough to defeat Avarith, but you did. Thank you. Just go tell Da what you did. I think so. Alright, let's go talk to Da. He's got his kid back. I think the kid came with a necklace. People are reuniting. Fair play to the blokes from the parade. They got us out Ochoki and brought us here to the village. Maybe that's an expression for jail. Like the bin or the can. My new mate Sylvando. People seem to be more willing to celebrate now that their children are not in jail. Think about it. I mean, I don't have any kids, but I would probably be pretty sad if they were incarcerated. Yes, I was locked in a cave with a big scary monster, but I did not get scared. Well, that's good. You gotta have faith. My dear granddaughter has come home. Sir, it is impossible for me to explain how I feel. I think so. But thank you. We're so happy. Too happy. No one's buying anything. Well, look what you have to sell. You've got rope, 2 descriptions, and some grass. And I don't know if that wooden plank and those bowls are for sale. But I don't think you're displaying them as attractively as you possibly could, sir. Alright, we can get some rainbow salt at some point. Sylvando! Squiddo, darling, there you are. Little son here, little son. He's Pappy. Say, why don't you give him a peck talk to help him along? I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Alright, dude, you're gonna go in, you're gonna talk to your dad. You got the necklace, everything's gonna be good. But the necklace is broken. My father's going to be angry when he sees it. Son, my son, there's more things important in life than necklaces. But I will do it. If your dad is sad to see you because the necklace is broken, I promise I'll sort him out. Hi, Daddy.
Hello, Father. I brought Mother's necklace back from the lair of the beast for you.
Well, that's
But
exciting.
it is broken.
It's aged.
You
It's a distressed necklace
did
now.
what?
It's worth more. It's like distressed jeans. It's a distressed necklace. Think about it.
Foolish child!
I'm gonna end your life. I did it to Hendrik. Done it to much greater men.
Huh?
I don't care about the necklace.
You...
Is it an about face?
You could have been killed. And then where would I be? Without you. My most treasured possession.
Hopefully that's not just a figure of speech. Or hopefully that is just a figure of speech.
But you said that Mother's necklace was your most treasured possession.
I was just joking when I said I'd
it,
sell you.
But I did not mean it. How could I? Don't you see? I did not trust the monster, so I said a lie. I lied because I wanted to protect you.
That's clever.
Really?
And I like how his name is Son.
I thought you did not care about me.
Maybe his name is Son, like the
I'm so sorry.
type of music.
You must have been so worried.
It was all a misunderstanding.
To
Kids,
think it
right?
was all but a misunderstanding. If only he and his father had simply been honest with one another.
Yeah. Hendrik.
Yes, if only.
Look at the
I'll see
cropping.
you both outside, okay?
Look at the cropping of that. Do you think Sylvando has daddy issues? Is that what we're
Father,
hitting right
these are my
now?
new friends. They are the ones who rescued everybody.
Friend is a little presumptuous, kid. I'm glad you're not dead, but we're not friends. Just kidding.
I cannot
Everyone's my
thank you
friend.
enough. You are true heroes.
Everyone's welcome in my merry band.
The first time we met, when you rescued me, I was searching for Son. But I had to pretend that I did not care, in case the monster came back and realized that I had lied. I hope you understand.
Sometimes things aren't what they appear.
Where is my friend with the feathers? I wanted to say thank you.
Friend with the feathers? The feathered friend?
Sylvando left very suddenly. Perhaps we should go and look for him.
Keep it up, Squiddo. Never change. Is Sylvando drowning his sorrow at the tavern? Is he praying it out in the church? In the tabernacle? He might be down there, but I think he's probably down in the village. My guess is he's boozing. He's hitting the bottle. Is this the tavern? I think this is just someone's house. Excuse me. The cheerful reunions in town. Eat it, Barrel. These guys they just keep going. They never give up. I give up. Why, hello, Cheston. How's it going? What really happened? The structures of now what explained. We've already read that, so we're not going to read it again. It was all just a misunderstanding, Cheston. The guy who wanted to sell his kid, or the guy who liked a necklace more than his child, it was just a clever ruse. And he couldn't let me in on it. Because that's part of the clever ruse. Either that, or now that he's the kid back, he's got to do an about face. It's hard to say. We're looking for Sylvando now. It's a tearful reunion. I think he's probably boozing, would be my guess. He's just hitting the bottle recklessly because he has daddy issues or something. Or maybe he has a son who he's estranged with. I don't know. Some sort of paternal struggle. Yay, glad you got through. How long were you up for? 15 minutes-ish? How long have I been streaming for? Yeah. 14 minutes and 50 seconds as of when I read it off. That's what you mean? Yeah. You look happy. Sir, I heard that you defeated the Lord of Shadow's servant. Everyone is so very, very happy now. Thank you, sir. Thank you for saving us from Avarith. Where's Sylvando, though? Oh, Sylvando. I started learning a new piece on the piano today there, Cheston. The trill figure I was asking you about isn't the piece I didn't actually end up going with. Because yeah, Avarice with a lisp. I thought that was hilarious. Because, like, everybody calls him Avarith as well, right? It's not as though Avarice calls himself Avarith. It's like, his official name is Avarith. Which is amazing. There's the Puff Puff girl we know and love. Some Puff Puff Pop Off. Pop Off for Puff Puff. I mean, I guess that's the idea, right? Oh, Sylvando. Maybe he's waiting outside of town. Maybe he's in the top floor of one of these buildings. The game's gonna make me look for him. I like that nobody's renovated since we were last here. Ooh, stealing the money though. Maybe he's in church. My guess is we're bar or the church, right? He's either drowning his sorrows, or he's consoling himself with some prayer. I honestly did not think it was gonna allow me to jump over that. But yeah, I'm learning Sonata in F major by our main man Beethoven. I think it's like Opus 2 or something. I don't know, or number 2, the second Sonata in F. Wouldn't be Opus 2. That wouldn't make sense. It's pretty cool. It's got some interesting challenges in it for me as a bad pianoer. Pumpkin spice. It's very different than most of the things I've played. Where is Sylvando? Well, hopefully I'll be able to play it by the time you're in town. I find it takes me a really long time to learn piano music. I just finished learning Minuet in G by Bach. You don't have to tell me where Sylvando is. I don't mind. Bach. As people in classical music school love to do. They can't just say Bach. They have to say to prove that they know he's German or Prussian or whatever the hell it was back in those days. We've already been there. We've already read this. Why am I reading this book? So forth, right? Coughs up phlegm. Yeah, exactly. That's why classical musicians take up cigarettes. So they can speak one name with an accent. It's cool though. I'm not hating. Accents are a funny thing, right? I'm sure you know this from like knowing languages other than English, that like when people speak English, they'll adjust the amount of accent they put on words according to the context. So it's like, I know that in French, oh, there he is. In French, you would say croissant. And then if you're acting like a ponce and talking in English, you'll say croissant in the middle, like, hey, I would like an Americano and a croissant. And you'd sound like an idiot. But you're not supposed to say croissant either. So, like, you just put it somewhere in the middle as, like, croissant. To, like, indicate that you know that you're pronouncing it wrong, but not so wrong that you sound like an idiot.
His father had simply been honest with one another. Ah, you scared me! How long have you been standing there?
8 hours.
Ah, never mind.
Croissant.
It was nice to see Son reunited with his father, huh?
Is his name really Son?
There are some who will never be reunited with their loved ones. Some bridges that will never be repaired.
Because they extend into
Can I
death.
ask you something?
No, you can't.
Mordegon he's super powerful, right?
Cool.
Powerful enough to destroy our world.
Not as powerful as love, Sylvando.
You've seen that power for yourself, but you still want to fight him, don't you?
Yeah, I'll have a go at it.
You really are a hero, huh? You know, I thought it was enough. Traveling the world, trying to put smiles back on people's faces. But what good is a smile here and there if the Lord of Shadows could snatch it away at any moment?
Yeah, you gotta, like, kill Dragon Quest
What
Hitler.
I'm saying is, I have to leave my beloved parade and come with you. It's the only way. But there's something I want you to help me with first.
Daddy issues?
It's all well and good me going and getting my head squished by Mordegon, but I can't do that to my darling boys.
We have to stage your death so you have an
we
excuse?
to leave them somewhere safe, with somebody who can look after them. Now, I know just the place and just the person,
Sir Hendrik?
but... Well, there's no good way of saying this. I'm petrified of seeing him. So you have to come with me. You will, won't you, darling?
Daddy issues?
Oh, thank you. I knew you'd say yes. Okay, I'm going to go break the news to my little soldiers of Smile. Meet me outside the village, all right?
Sounds good. I guess that was a hypothetical question. Look at him. Because we didn't get to indicate yes. Still waving. We didn't get to indicate yes or no. So, like in English, it's the right way to say croissant is to say it wrong, right? So even if you know the correct pronunciation for croissant is croissant, you're not supposed to say that. Because you seem like a jerk if you actually say it right. So the right way to say it is the wrong way. Yeah, I'm already kind of tired of it. Not because I mind the outfit, but just because it's slower. Just because it's like taking me longer to get anywhere. I can't imagine walking around like this all day, every day. You burn a lot of energy. Oh, jeez. Okay. You got me. Let's do this one. We haven't rocked this outfit for a while. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just tired of the slow run speed. So like in other languages, they don't have this problem that we have in English. So like in oh, it's like an actual. Oh wow, I didn't realize that it's like an actual outfit. Oh, that's hilarious. Some dragon mail happening. It's too bad the dragon mail doesn't have its own aesthetic, because it looks pretty sweet, I gotta say. So like in Spanish, they just have a Spanish word for everything. So they just like turned it into Spanish. So like the Spanish word for football is football, right? But it's like F-U-T-B-O-L, and that's just a Spanish word, right? They don't bother with doing the loan word thing that we do here in English, where you have to like pronounce things like 60% correct in a language you don't speak with an accent you don't have. Let's go. I can't do that. It's funny whenever you're at like a performance though, and one of the things that impresses audiences the most is when like a singer holds this a single note for a really long time, even though that's like relatively speaking like pretty easy to do. Like a singer will sing like a complicated passage with a bunch of chromatics and stuff, and people will be like, I don't know. But then if they sing one note for 5 seconds, people like lose it.
Darlings, I have an announcement to make.
We're retiring.
My parading days are over.
Tremolo, yeah. Tremolo is really easy. Or I guess it's vibrato.
But do not fear. It will only be for a little while. I will return as soon as the Lord of Shadows is defeated.
That could be a long time. Get it together, guys.
We understand, Sylve. That Mordegon's stolen enough smiles. Someone's got to stop him.
Tremolo, or like trilling between notes.
Yeah,
I
you gotta do
whatever.
what you gotta do, Sil.
Yeah, tremolo I guess is your right hand.
We'll be heartbroken without you, of course, but we'll survive.
Yeah, that would be
And if
even
anyone
easier.
can show that rotten spoil sport what's what, it's you.
Yeah, that's literally the easiest thing. Just think about it.
Exactly. We'll never get those smiles back if I don't do this. And I won't be leaving you high and dry. I'm going to ask my papi to look after you in Puerto Valor.
Puerto Valor. Wait. Surely not. Surely you cannot be Don Rodrigo's.
Love child.
So you finally figured it out, huh? Same old stone-headed Hendrik. Such a sweet, simple boy.
Savannah's such a bitch. It's an anime moment.
Right, my little champions of cheer. Let's go show Puerto Valor how to party!
I don't know what anime is, but I know that was an anime moment.
I cannot fathom it. The boy is unrecognizable, and he has abandoned the name his father gave him. Don Rodrigo must be
Anime?
furious.
I don't know enough of what we're talking about to get the joke, I'm afraid.
Forgive me for my lack of composure. This has all come as quite a shock.
Sylvando, I want you to be
Sylvando
dead.
is none other than the son and heir of Don Rodrigo, the noblest and most revered of all knights. It was always
Anime? I don't
assumed
know.
that he would follow in his father's footsteps.
The prodigal son? This is prodigal
The
wish?
two had a terrible argument, and the boy left Puerto Valor never to return. Until now.
Boom,
But
gadunga,
perhaps
boom,
this is not
gadunga.
such a bad thing. I have been meaning to visit Don Rodrigo and seek his counsel.
Puerto Valor looks
Very well.
like
It is not far from here to
southern
Puerto Valor.
Greece to me, though.
The road will take us north and then east. Come, let us follow the parade.
Like the architecture style looks like southern Greece. What do I know? What a sweet palanquin. Yeah. I guess for a second there I mixed up tremolo, vibrato, and trilling. Trilling's really hard on the double bass though. Like making a trill sound nice and even on double bass is like, why would you bother writing a trill? And the thing isn't so much that like it's so hard on bass. It's like not like it's not doable, but like there's a classical composers have a tendency to like just write bass parts that are an octave below the cello part, and you're expected just to do everything the same. And like so, while the cellists are doing these Z's and Z's and D, you're like doing like trying to get the line to sound like anywhere nearly as graceful as it does on cello, and just failing horribly. You know, the cellist is like, oh yeah, I got this up to speed in 15 minutes of practice. Meanwhile, you're there working on it for 2 hours, trying to get this stupid trill to speak. So would you like to see in a bass part? Do I need to know, since I'm writing more orchestral pieces? I mean, it really depends what's going on. The thing is like, it's not a cello that plays deeper, right? Because like, you know, note for note, pitch for pitch, rhythm for rhythm, everything is further apart and takes more pressure on the bass than it does on a cello. So, I mean, like, it levels out once people are, like, professionals. But certainly if your bass player is not, like, Chopzilla, mega symphonic master, really knows the rep, really knows how to play with the bow very, very legato and very, very beautifully. Roughly speaking, I would say, like, the identical part on cello to bass is kind of about twice as hard. Obviously, like, there's some push and pull there, but broadly speaking, it takes about twice as much effort to play any given passage on the bass as it does on the cello. So it's not as though bass players aren't up for trying to play melodic stuff and playing legato, playing passages with a lot of string crossings and a lot of ornaments or whatnot. But you just have to be tactful the way that you use them. Because what ends up happening is it just ends up being a lot of work for your bass players to get their part up to speed to sound not as good as the cellos do. Does that make sense? You know, if you give the exact same material to a cellist and you give as you give to the double bass player, the cellist is just going to sound better because it's going to take them less time to learn it and to practice it and to get it up to speed, right? So your bass part will always just sound worse. And I think that more than anything else is something that drives bass players crazy, because as a bass player you don't want to sound bad, right? You want to play your part well and have it speak and do fun things as part of the orchestra. And if your bass part always just sounds like a bad cello part, it's demoralizing. What's up, my dude? When the orchestra came down, this big landslide. Get through the west side of the Champs Sauvé now. Anyways, long story short, going to Puerto Valor. I'll have to head along the coast east there. Interesting. Oh, I can do that. Got it. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah. If you can ever make use of, this goes for writing for any instrument, right? But if you can make use of the things that the instrument is good at, instead of give people things that they can play despite their instrument, you'll have happier ensemble members. And I think that goes for every piece of music. One of the things that I really believe in my part writing is I want to make sure that in every piece of music that I write, for every single musician in the ensemble, they have a moment that they can really look forward to or like remember. They always have something where they can go, oh, you know, it's this song, right? Like, especially, it probably applies more to like a jazz perspective than it does to classical music. But like, you can end up with, you know, viola parts that are just like the viola part, and the whole thing's kind of like meh, kind of dull. Or you can end up with the percussion part that's just like tappy tap tap, tappy tappy tap, tappy tap tap, tappy tappy tap, tappy tap tap tappa, over and over and over again. And I think that isn't like a unwitting barrier to playing well, because the musician doesn't have anything that they're excited about for, or it doesn't, when they pull that piece of music out of their book and put it on their stand, they don't have a thing that says like, oh, it's this one, I remember this one because it has this thing, right? And I think that you get worse performances out of your players when you don't have that. I think when players remember the piece because there's like, oh, I get to play this thing and it's a lot of fun, then they play the whole thing better.
Strange.
They practice it more.
I thought I'd never see this place again, and yet here I am. Well, at least I came back with a bang. You go on ahead, honey. I need a second to compose myself.
Ah, he's a composer as well. What a world. That's David. I didn't know we had him. It's Papaville over there. Go on ahead, Squiddo. Need to gather my thoughts. I think you can get away with this stuff less in classical music than you can in jazz. But sometimes in my jazz charts, like, I'll even just like write silly things in the margins or give like different sections of the piece funny names. You know, like, it can be really simple, stupid stuff. But like, I don't know, if a part has a lot of difficult rhythms and I'm putting a rehearsal mark on it, I might call it like counting zone instead of just like rehearsal letter G or whatever. Because if it gives people a chuckle, they'll remember that section, right? And even though it seems really stupid, just having some memory implanted in your player's mind about what that section is and what they can like tie to it, it helps them recall it better and memorize it better. And then when they're playing, to like stick that all together and get a good performance. See, I confess, I thought we had been attacked by monsters, of course. But these Chicos are not monsters. There's something different about them, no? But the more I look at them, the more I feel happy inside. They're entertainers. I mean, hey, you gotta do what works for you. Well, I'm effed. Why are you effed? What's wrong with your bass parts? I heard people's music and came out to see. I did not expect such a vibrant sight to greet my eyes. I was attacked by monsters off to the west of here, but when I was rescued a while ago, they were still as fabulous as I remember. Oh, we rescued you. That's good. Oh yeah, I remember that, I think. Yeah, well, like, even if, like, say you have, like, a really, or, like, a long run, like, say the cello says, zigga-digga-digga-digga-zigga-digga-digga, like something like that, that's like gonna be a nightmare to play on bass, is even if you take it from like 8th note, 8th note, 8th note, 8th note, 16th note, 16th note, 16th note, and you just give a quarter, 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 8th, 8th in the basses, and you punctuate the downbeats or whatever, it's easier for the basses to play. They'll play it better than they'll play the faster thing, so that'll sound better too. And it'll also provide a better pulse to anchor the cello parts on. And so the cellists will play better than if they had just had a thing to play on their double by the basses, if that makes sense. You want to talk more about this over a call sometime? Yeah, sounds good. Or we can do it now. I don't care. Either way. Can you hear something, dear? Some distant noises? Hey, Bill. How's it going? Welcome up, my man. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. We're here in Puerto Valor listening to some samba. We've invaded the town, and these are my compadres. Good to see you too, sir. I hope you're doing good tonight. Talking to, can't keep up with typing. Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, we'll talk about it sometime. Talk to my dear pal Cheston about orchestration of all things. This poor woman looks terrorized. Mi madre, I'm surrounded by beautiful young men. Am I in heaven? Does this mean my time has come? Shiva, a brr. I bet when she shivers, she rolls her R's. A brr. Thanks. How's it going? This game is all about the goofy accents, so there's been a lot of opportunity for me to do my horrible accent work. That's a first-class voiceover. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully, you'll get to hear some more. Madre Dios! How's World of Warcraft treating you there, my dude? Welcome to the item shop. How can I help you? A gold rosary? Exactly, right? Madre Dios! Mayores's mittens? That boost magic by just a bit? Boom, 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 boom. Have you still been rocking the WoW Classic hard? Made max level the other night. Major poison ivy allergic reaction. Oh no, that sucks. Did you go like hiking or something and like get and pick some up, or did some like start growing on your lawn? Boom, boom, bones. Oh wow, that sucks. Ripped some vines off the side of the house, and it turns out it was poison ivy. That's rough. Your crafting career starts here. Learns how to make jolly brawlies, a coral hairpin, and utility belts. The plant was just... Oh yeah, that's tough. As far as I know, like poison ivy isn't a climbing plant, but it's also very possible that there's different... I didn't even hit those and they blew up. It's also possible that there's like different variants around the world that are different than what we have here in Ontario. Because here it's like kind of like a low bush, and it's just called poison ivy because the leaves are shaped like ivy. It's not actually related to ivy at all, but it's entirely possible that there's more to that plant than I understand. I'm no herbalist. Yeah, well that sucks. Are you okay? Are you, by the way that you're describing it, it doesn't sound like it's gonna kill you, which is good. That must have sucked. Bad rashes and everything. Ugh, it's no good. You're apparently very sensitive to it. Oh no, the old double whammy. The old, somehow you got it bad twice. Poor hombre, his ship was attacked and dragged down into the ocean. It was a miracle that he survived. Truly un milagro. Sadly, all his crewmates are missing. He is such a terrible nightmare. He keeps talking about a red light. I can't imagine what he must have seen. What about the red light that's in the sky in this game? Can't see it from here, but... Oh no, that sucks. I'm sure that you couldn't even play World of Warcraft in that state. La luz roja, the red light. Roja. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. The monster dude from the Goonies? You think here's the line. I don't know if you use this. This sounds like a very Bill thing to say. I don't know if you use this line, but if Baby Ruth, but if people are like, "Oh man, that looks horrible. What happened?" The go-to line is, "You think I look bad? You should see how I left the other guy." That's some Bill material. I could hear in your voice. This is classic dad jokes. I love how the innkeep here is a slime. Good day, sir. Right now, your hotel is accommodating many injured guests. Fortunately, you're taking in someone who's able to sort it out. Just such little conundrums. There's room for you. Let us say that. Will you be gooing to bed the whole night? Or just taking it oozy for a while? Whichever you choose. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. Are you allergic to anything else? Bee stings? That's fair. I have a good bee sting story, but it's kind of graphic. I don't know if you want to hear my somewhat graphic bee sting story. A puppy. No. Thankfully not. Alright. People who don't want to hear body horror, stop listening for about 60 seconds. So, when I was a kid, I was out camping with my family. And there was a bee's nest near our campsite. And somehow in my infinite wisdom, I decided it would be a great idea to throw rocks at the bee's nest. And I had a baseball bat, and I just trying to hit the bee's nest by knocking rocks at it. This is a horrible, stupid idea. And then it got into my head that, well, what if I just threw the entire bat at the bee's nest instead? And so I did that, and I hit the bee's nest, and of course I got swarmed by the bees. I got stung like a zillion times. But one of the places I got stung was actually on my left eyelid. Somehow I got stung while my eye was closed, and it got all puffed up and swollen over for weeks. Probably more like an actual week. Now that, let's not mistell the story just because it was a while ago. And then for years and years and years, my left eyelid wouldn't open the whole way. And it was just embarrassing and stupid. It was 100% my fault. And that concludes the body horror story. No more body horror. Anyways, it was, yeah. It's one of those, kids are such morons moment. Why on earth would you think that was a good idea? What did you think was going to happen? Oh yeah, they'll screw you up. They'll fight back. They're not afraid. Okay. A parade has come to town to put a smile on everyone's face? Bien. That does not sound like anything to worry about. Alright, let's go see Don Rodrigo. Story. Don Rodrigo. He got hit in the head.
Don Rodrigo, it is I, Hendrik. It has been too long.
Hendrik?
Look at that mustache. I like how he laughs in Spanish.
How many years has it been since you completed your training, huh? Come closer, caballero. Let me see your face.
So one of the things that confuses me about this part of the world.
I have heard many tales of your exploits. To think that the great lump of meat who came to me all those years ago is now the hero of Heliodor.
Is that people talk with Spanish accents here
I
and
had
use
not
Spanish
expected to find
vocabulary,
you in
but
such
the
good
architecture
spirits, my
looks
lord.
like Greece.
As one who owes everything to your kind offices, it pleases me greatly.
Yeah.
Alas, there has been precious little cause for mirth since last we met. Dundrasil fell, then Yggdrasil, and now the Lord of Shadows roams the land. Don Rodrigo and I have much to discuss. Perhaps you could go and fetch Sylvando while we talk.
Yeah, Japanese logic, like they don't care. Ha! How's it going? How's it going, Kanchi? Welcome to the program. How you doing? Hendrik tells me that you and he seek to defeat the Lord of Shadows together. You have done well to make it here. The journey cannot have been easy. You must hurry here in Puerto Valor before continuing on your way. It was not the most exciting of towns, but I can promise you a warm welcome. Bienvenido a Puerto Valor. Fine as always, and you? I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here playing some Dragon Quest with you all. I haven't talked to Bill for a while. Bill, as you see, is a moderator, but also a longtime viewer, and he's been off playing World of Warcraft. Have you ever played, did you ever play World of Warcraft, Kanchi? Oh, it is such a relief. Que alivio. Don Rodrigo was badly injured and unable to leave his bed, but then suddenly he woke up. I have not seen... Suddenly, when the plot needed him, I have not seen him speak with such energy and passion for a long time. He must be very happy. Is he down there once again? No? I don't know if we had access to this room before. Let's take a look. Senorita Roberto defeated Senor Hendrik. Words can scarcely express how thrilled I was to see such a display. He has grown in mightily indeed. Yeah, I've already read this. Okay. More than 12 years ago. Yeah, there's a lot of history to World of Warcraft, which is kind of cool that it's so persistent. More reliability. No, it's good. The other day, the Automod flagged the expression, the PS4's D-pad, like that, like, air quotes, the expression, the PS4's D-pad, as being potential profanity. So I love the idea that somewhere in the world, in some community, the term the PS4's D-pad is a profanity. Holy PS4 D-pad of hell. Yes, I do. It was really funny. A guy came in, a Splatoon 2 speedrunner, came in and said, hey, like, thanks so much for your tutorials. They've really helped me. You know, I'm trying to get a new record for the first boss, Industrial Toast. And he, like, it was in this, like, long speech. Like, he did it in this, like, 2-paragraph, like, hello, welcome. and he couldn't figure out what word it was that was preventing him from posting his comment. So I accidentally like trolled this guy who was like trying to thank me. Oh, it was so bad. Poor guy. Where are you, Sylvando? Making sandcastle? I think my ears are becoming strange. Your cheerful music comes in the direction of the town gates. No, that's really there. Anyways, yeah, PS4's D-pad is my new favorite swear word. Oh, look at this. He's wistfully looking out to sea. Gather round.
Oh, hey, honey. I guess they sent you to fetch me, huh? It's so silly, I know. Here I am, happy to go put my neck on the line in the fight against the Lord of Shadows. And yet the thought of facing Papi
Exactly.
makes me want to run away screaming. Seeing that boy and his father in Phnomnon made me think I could do it. That I could finally face him. But now I'm here, I'm so scared. You've heard what happened with me and him, I guess.
I haven't. Maybe I was told. Yeah, falling
Henrik
out.
told you, huh?
Oh, okay,
It
well.
all seems so far away now. Even before I could walk, I was training to be a knight, you know?
Yeah, I'm playing Switch.
I would stay in Puerto Valor and follow in my father's footsteps. Then one day, the circus came to town.
I mean, Sylvando's basically
It was
Batman.
So fabulous. I can't even describe it. It was love at first sight. I knew from the second I walked into that tent that I'd found my calling.
Yeah, Sylvando's
Getting up on
amazing.
that stage and making people happy, that was the life for me.
He's into the Carnival lifestyle,
But
Bill.
Papi, he wasn't so keen. A few plates got smashed the night I broke the news to him, let me tell you.
He's our Latin
But
heartthrob.
I wasn't going to let that stop me. Oh no. This was my calling.
He's wearing
to
at
make
least
the
several
whole
peacocks
world
worth of
happy.
feathers.
I would be a knight in smiling armor.
A smiling knight in armor, maybe? I don't think armor smiles.
He didn't have anything to say to me after that. That was when I knew that I had to go and prove to him that I meant what I said. So I left. And I haven't seen him since.
It's a tough story there, Sylvando. It's hard.
Dear me, that got a bit long and emotional, huh? But it's made me feel a whole lot better. In fact, yes, let's do this.
Sometimes you just need...
It's now or never.
Someone to
Let's
talk
go
to.
pay Papi a visit.
Alright, vamos. Andale. Vamos a ir. Boom, ba-dum, boom, ba-dum. There's an outfit for the hero that you can so we can all dress up like this. You haven't seen the half of it, Bill. Before we were in front of Sylvando's Soldiers of Smiling Pride Parade. Peacock with tentacles. Yeah, it's pretty horrific. And it was basically all of these guys were in like a procession, and Sylvando, our fantastic friend, was up on this. Yeah, he was on top of this, like being carried around, like it's like a palanquin or whatever. And all these lights light up. It's quite the time. We'll dress up as a Power Ranger, though. I like it because of the sound design. I like that you can hear the clinking in the armor. Even though need to be ludicrously strong. Megazord activate? Exactly. You need to be ludicrously strong to jump in plate mail, but whatever. It's a video game, right? Oye! You with the feathers, you must leave. Andale. Don Rodrigo's Villa. This is no place for suspicious characters like you. Same old Gonzalez, eh? Well, sorry, honey. You don't scare me. I knew you'd be back at the sight of a spot of blood. It was enough to send you crying for your mammy. Como? What do you know my name? And I bet you're still petrified of squeaky little mousies too, huh? I remember that time you accidentally picked one up instead of a brush. Tee. Oh, darling. You looked like the look on your face was priceless. No, it's impossible. Surely you are not. So the pennies finally dropped, huh, lover boy? You have come back. I thought you'd never see you again. Ay. Es un milagro. A miracle. I'm so flattered to hear it. Sorry to leave you all on your lonesome for so long, honey. Now, if you don't mind, have a little look around the place, do ya? Como no? Of course not. Please, this is your home. Look around as much as you like. Alright, we want to see Don Rodrigo, though. Let's just get to it. Megazord. I'd play a Megazord video game. He didn't even change into a more...
Hi, puppy!
I don't know, outfit to meet his unimpressed father, but whatever.
Caramba! Norberto, you dare to show your face in my presence. And you have come to tell me something, see?
I'm sorry, puppy. Sorry. So sorry.
Ay, caramba. Muy bueno. Lo siento, papi.
Sorry? What are you apologizing for? Foolish boy.
Huh?
The prodigal son has returned.
Succeeded in making the world smile, see?
We tried. We did our best. It's got to count for something.
Not yet, puppy.
Why is he standing in bed with boots on? Why was he in bed with boots and a belt
Then why are you here?
and a tabard?
Why did you come back if you have not yet done as you promised?
It is a long game, for sure.
You said you would do it, Norberto. You said you would make everyone happy. I did not raise you to be a failure. How dare you come to me and...
What a hard ass. Everyone in the world isn't happy. He's having a heart attack.
Puppy!
It is a long game.
Damn you, boy. If I were younger, I would put you over my knee. What kind of a knight makes an oath and does not fulfill it?
Wait.
Oath to
Did
make
you say
everyone in the world happy?
knight?
Let's be real.
You still think of me as one? You have no idea how... Oh, thank you, puppy. Thank you. I guess it wasn't very knightly of me to come back before I'd fulfilled my promise, huh? But I had a good reason.
The Lord of Shadows. See?
See, how can I make people happy if he is there making their lives miserable? It is impossible. Which is why I'm going to beat him. Only then can I fulfill my vow and make all the people of the world smile again.
Yeah, I would agree, Chester. I would agree.
Careful, boy! Do not promise to defeat Mordegon if you do not truly intend to do so. I will not have you break another oath.
Of course, Papi. A knight's word is his bond. You taught me that. But there's just one teensy-weensy little thing I need to ask you to do to help.
We need a gunship.
I've picked up a few friends on my travels. They're kind of young and kind of innocent. They need a role model, you know? Someone to lead them.
You do not even need to ask, Norberto. A knight serves the weak untiringly. Or have you forgotten the pledge?
Oh, Papi, really?
Come on, Alberto. Of course, it will be my pleasure.
All right, you too, Bill. Thanks for stopping in and say hi.
Oh, aren't you just the sweetest, kindest father a boy could hope to have?
That's funny.
Oh, darlings! Come say hello to your Tio Rodrigo!
Tio. Uncle Rodrigo. Mi tío! Oh! Hola, mi tío! But you need time. Yeah, you need time in life. Yeah, I wonder if there's the cutscenes in the 2D mode. I wonder how they handle that.
It's so big.
Hola, mi tío!
Oh, don't tell me this is your dad, Sylv. He's awfully manly. I'll feel safe with you looking after me, Mr. Rodrigo.
Oh, so that one guy is walking around like chicken-footed?
What is the meaning of this?
He made an oath, though. Ah, my thing's asleep. You have to take care of them now, because you made an oath.
Now, Papi, let's just pop this on.
Norberto, where are you? Hey, get your hands off of me!
I like that his real name is Noberto. Amazing.
That's your foolishness, boy! I did not agree to this!
Oh, don't be like that, Papi. How can you lead my little band of boys if you don't look the part, huh? You promised.
This is very bizarre.
And didn't you always teach me that a knight's word is his bond?
Yeah, it's definitely a long game. There's no denying that. But, I mean, so far the game has all been great. I don't mind. You know, quality over quantity, right? What games are you playing right now, Kanshi? What do you, where do you put your time? So it's settled, Noberto. I will take care of your curious little amigos. And we'll take care of Lord Shadow. See? Oh, Papi, of course. I'll defeat Morgan and give the world its smile back. Don't you worry. Bien. Return to me when you have defeated Morgan. And we'll see if your little actions live up to your words. Signor Noberto, I had hoped you would be able to spend more time with us, but it seems you're departing right away. See? Oh, Cervantes. It must have been so hard for you looking up at your pappy all these years. But you're going to have to do it for just a little longer. I'll go and take it Lord of Shadows. I'll be right back. Okay, honey? Como no, Signor Roberto? Signorito Noberto. Of course. I'll be eagerly awaiting your turn. I hope you'll forgive my presumptuousness, but I've missed you a great deal. What do you have to say? Noberto is back after all these years. He brought a whole bunch of his friends. I do not know the whole story, but I do know that Don Rodrigo is happy, and this is the most important thing. Hurrah! Oh, you just finished Okami the second time? Try to finish Ni no Kuni? Or rather, just Ni no Kuni. I've heard really good things about Ni no Kuni. I've not played it myself, though. Magnifico! Look at the size of this place. And Ring Fit Adventure, of course? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How's Ring Fit Adventure going for you? Are you keeping it up? I'm gonna take a little break from it this weekend. My left shoulder was getting a little sore at the end of the last play session, and I do not want to aggravate it. So, I'm giving it the night off. Ni no Kuni looks like Dragon Quest. They're sad he's leaving.
Listen to me, soldiers of Smile. You serve my puppy now. You must do as he says. Do not fail me.
You're so sad. Sylvanda, we love you.
Please, Sylv, don't go. Don't leave us.
Darlings, it breaks my heart to say goodbye. Truly, it does.
Look at those sideburns.
But we have to be strong. As soon as Mordegon is defeated, I'll be right back with you. I'll be home before you know it. You'll see. And no matter how far I go, no matter how hard it gets, I'll always be with you. Always.
Always.
Oh, Sylv.
Look at those
we'll be with you
frames.
soon. Just say the word and we'll come running.
Sounds kind of Scots. Maybe that was like the Rab. Hit Parade Pet Power? Maybe that was like the Rab voice actor. I can imagine that a lot of these folks are probably voiced by other members in the cast, and they just had them do like some crowd voices. It's possible.
Thanks so much for all your help, darling.
Easier every day.
I'm
That's
all
awesome.
yours now, I
Congrats.
promise.
That's the attitude. Silvando rejoins the party. Ah. Magnifico. C'est excellente.
The salty stallion is all yours too, of course. She's anchored off to the east of here.
Oh, for whatever reason, I thought the boat would be all blowed up.
With a ship at our disposal, other places will be accessible to us. Perhaps now we can seek out your friends in Arborea.
My plan, one of the things that I've been meaning to do for a long time, is I said that I'm learning French. Oh, the horse sailor's back. I'm learning French. And one of the things that I always thought I should do, which would help, but that I keep on not doing a good job of, is playing video games en français. But what keeps on happening is I keep on playing new games, and I want to play them in English so I understand what the hell's happening. Like the first time or whatever, they say, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll replay the game, and I'll replay a game that I've already played en français, and so because I already know what's happening, what's going on, it should be beneficial for picking up vocabulary, because you know the name of the thing, and I already know the name of the thing, but it's in French this time. I tried doing that with Pokemon game, and one of the things that really got to me was not only Zelda had good voices, yeah, Breath of the Wild, something I should think about. One of the things that really got to me with Pokemon is that all the names of the moves were changed too. And it was not obvious just from like the powers and whatnot, like what all the Pokemon were doing, and it was like nearly impossible to play. Because I didn't know what any attack did. Like it made it impossible. So I knew less French then than I do now. So maybe it would go better. I'm looking forward to welcoming you on your mates aboard again. Just getting emotional. By the way, heard a rumor what's going around about the inn in Zwardrust, the Warrior's Rest they call it. Seems everyone who stays the night there ends up in the same dream. Same dream things, eh? No, that's interesting. Okay, we visit. Head over to Zwardrust. Zwardrust. I kind of want to explore a little bit. To be quite honest. So as best I know, like I have the Canadian version of this game. So as far as I know, it was translated into Quebecois French, which is interesting. So I'm thinking about playing through this again in 2D mode en français for exactly that reason. I imagine the second playthrough will go a lot faster than the first playthrough because I'll already know like the good strategies and what everything does, and I will have less of a need to talk to every single person and read every book and whatnot. The old two birds, one stone situation. Okay, so I can get to the open ocean. It looks like Sniffelheim is blocked off by some sort of dingus. The other kind of game that's good for doing that sort of thing. Yeah, for sure. There's just like a few little vocabulary things. I have a good friend who is from France, and she works as a translator here in Canada. And so like she's translating things into Quebecois French, and she points out the differences whenever they come up. I don't know, it's interesting. I find that stuff neat. You gonna stream yourself? Alright, you too, Justin. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. Much appreciated. I heard a funny story about a Simpsons episode that was localized into French. It's the Simpsons episode where Bart goes to France. Have you heard about this thing? Have you, by any chance, are familiar with this? I won't tell the story if you're familiar with it already. The Mer King. Okay, these guys are actually kind of tough, so let's hit them with magic. You're not a Simpsons viewer? Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched the show in over a decade now, but in any case, there's an episode where Bart goes to France as part of the plot. Bart has to learn how to speak some French because he gets stuck in France and he runs into like a problem that he needs somebody's help. He needs a police officer's help with, but they won't pay attention to him because he doesn't speak French and they don't understand what he's asking for. So, in the French version of The Simpsons family lives in France and they speak French, right? So it's like, how do you localize that? So apparently in the Quebec, the Quebecois localization of this episode, what ends up happening is Bart does go to France, but what the problem is that the French of France refuse to talk to him because of his accent, and so the plot becomes about how Bart learns to speak with a Parisian accent so that the French people will talk to him, while in the Parisian French version of the episode, what ends up happening is there's just some sort of like technical detail that he fails to explain to the French police that make them not understand him. I thought that was really funny. The different way that that plot was localized into different regions of French-speaking world. Crab A and Crab E. Oof, that hurt. That damage was not good. Sylvando probably has a boatload of skill points. What's your, what do you think your favorite game of all time is, Kanchi? If you had to, I know that's sort of a loaded question, but if you had to say, what do you think your favorite game would be?
Victory is ours.
Victory is ours. This character builder. It is a hard question. There's a lot of games out there to love, right? It's got 41. Wow. Dual wielding. There's a new Eric. You'll never be Eric. You'll never be the Eric of my heart. Lashings of Love. Star Strike. Attack power is always good. I don't know. Let's get this thing. 40 charm is a lot. There are so many good games coming out these days. Oh, cool. It's the you spent skill points, so get some skill points. Bonus. Amateur Dramatician. Award for activating 10 skills of Sylvando's panel. That's Amore. Kiss Me Deadly. Sends a toxic token of affection towards a single enemy. Dual wielding. Agility. Litheness. I might as well get this one. It only costs 7. Hit the hay. Would that be 2 whips? I don't know. Maybe we can find out. Well, we don't have enough points anymore, so we can't. Let's do this. Maybe this will unlock, yeah, the thing. Take a look what this is. Pink pirouette. A shimmy that shakes loose. A shower of rose petals to confuse all enemies. Sounds pretty good. Okay, well, we spent all his points. So that's something. Sir Hendrik. Giga Slash sounds pretty cool. There are a lot of good games out these days, it's true. No sign of stopping. Alright, well, let's go see Zard Rust, because that's what the plot seems to indicate. Dashing through the snow. I mean, we might as well just let it rip. Are there any games coming out soon that you're really looking forward to? Do you have any big pre-orders out? Stuff that you're,
Victory!
any game that you're really looking forward to getting your hands on? We made it. Lighting at sea is bad.
All of a sudden.
Lighting at sea is bad.
Sylvando, this ship of yours is not about to sink, is it?
This is rocking gently.
Don't mention the S word. I'll have us out of this in just a jiffy.
Have you played Link's Awakening, the remake? Who could that be?
That voice, where is it coming from?
Below?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Return of the Squid. Oh, this guy. I remember this guy. Maybe I should have spent some of Hendrik's skill points.
Tremble before the mighty Alizarin, faithful servant of the Lord of Shadows and ruler of the deep. You dare
Right, I get you.
enter my realm unbidden. Know that an insult to me is an insult to my lord and master. Prepare to pay with your lives.
You're the one who'll be paying, you great big slimy so-and-so. Get a load of this.
Go get him, Rab. He's got the power of red.
Are you having me on? I just blasted you with pearly gates and you barely even flinched.
The orb with which my lord and master entrusted me renders all your petty human enchantments null and void.
Okay. That seems bad.
Now join me in the blackest depths of despair.
Are we going underwater again? Is this another mermaid chapter? I was a fish before, right? There was a whole period of this game where I was a fish. And now we're on shore. No longer at sea. Where did we wash up? It's very sinkable armor, right? Yeah, a lot of people were unhappy with Link's Awakening getting a full game price tag. This place looks nice. It's very far at sea, though. Very far from the sea. It's hard to swim wearing plate mail. I'll tell you that much. We're in question mark, question mark, question mark. Are we in the middle of idyllic anime dream world? With a single tree? They did this in Xenoblade Chronicles as well. Tree. Yeah, floatable armor. Japanese logic. Sure, why not, eh? Doesn't matter. Dungeons and Dragons does that too. Like, more recent versions of Dungeons and Dragons don't immediately have your character die if they fall in the water while wearing plate mail. But oh well. Hello! Bonjour! Who is home? It's me, the hero. It's me, the luminary. Hola. Esto es la luminaire. Who is here? Yeah, it's a video game, so people get hit by like lightning bolts and stuff, and it's fine. Well, well, well. So it's you. Don't look so worried. This place isn't heaven. It's certainly not hell either. So don't just stand there. Grab yourself a rod. One over there. Okay. Fishing in that outfit? You changed. Yeah, I was gonna say.
What might I ask?
You looked like a merman earlier.
Is there something stuck to my face?
Yeah, it's a mask.
All right, all right. It is rather an imposing appearance, I agree.
Are we in Dragon Quest Limbo?
Why don't we try another? No, still no good. Well, if at first you don't succeed.
It's Sandy.
Not settling on a particular form, hmm? That rather makes me think you might not know who I am.
I do not. Drugs. Exactly. Take the tab of acid now.
In your world, I am known as the Seer.
Okay.
I take on different appearances for different people, you see. By which I mean to say that I look different depending on who is doing the looking.
Okay.
But enough about me. How's the fishing? Caught anything?
No. I don't.
You're
Whoops.
a terrible liar.
I tried to say no. I tried.
You're not ready yet, you see. When the time comes, you will know it.
It's all very cryptic.
When the fish finally takes the bait, you must be ready to reel it in. But until then, you have no choice but to wait patiently.
Also, the number of fishing poles
That
didn't go
is
down.
Just the way of life.
There's still 2 there.
You know, I have the strangest feeling I've met one of your companions. Eric, was it?
You did meet Eric.
Well, no matter. We are not here to discuss him. Come, let us go inside. We can save the fishing for another day.
I really don't know what's happening, even a little. This definitely seems to happen in a number of Japanese games I've played, where your character has a tragic event or whatever, and then they show up on some like planetoid or some like small dimension, and then there's like a wise man or, you know, sage type character who then teaches you something about the nature of reality that like allows your character to unlock their true potential, and then they return to the real world to like do the final battle with the big bad dude.
Take a seat. Make yourself at home.
Okay.
Now, the fact that you're here makes me wonder if you might have taken a bit of a wrong turn somewhere.
I got attacked by a big
Hold
fish.
still for just a moment.
It was a really big fish. Yeah, JRPGs love this stuff.
So that's it. Worried we've lost the power of the luminary, are we?
Well, the tree blew up.
Well, I'm afraid there's not much I can do about that. But there is one thing I can say. You may think that your power has been taken from you by the Lord of Shadows. But power cannot be taken, no more than it can be touched or tasted. Especially not the power of the luminary. Still no idea what I'm talking about, huh? Well, no matter. I think that's enough for now. Let me leave you with this thought. When the time comes, you will know. You will feel the tug on the line, and you will know.
So enigmatic indeed.
As in fishing, so in love.
What am I, if not
That's right.
someone?
You're drowning, aren't you? That won't do at all.
What is the world if not
Don't fret.
a place?
A certain sacred tree tells me it's not your time just yet. Right. We'd better get you woken up, hadn't we? You are the luminary, after all. You have rather an important task to be getting on with.
The sacred knowledge is you'll know it when you need to know it.
Save the world.
Okay. That was funny. But yeah, the big lesson always seems to be you'll know what you need to know when you need to know it. Just trust. I don't know that I need to tell you that.
Darling, you're alive! Oh, thank goodness.
It's my near-death experience.
When you took that tumble into the sea back there, we all thought you were done for, laddie. Oh, it was terrible. We tried to fish you out, but you slipped beneath the waves before we could get to you.
It was okay. I went to a pocket dimension.
But then, well, it was nothing short of a miracle. There was a bright light, and suddenly, there you were, floating up from the seabed.
Imagine my surprise.
Somehow we managed to pull you out of the water, give that big slimy so-and-so the slip, and get here to safety. I still don't know quite how we did it.
What's the matter, honey? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I'm the ghost. I died back there.
You're kidding. You were fishing and you met a person called the Seer and they turned into a dog?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, silly Billy. You were just dreaming, that's all. You were out for a long time.
I don't know why in this world they would doubt him.
Quite an ordeal. You need rest. As do we all.
You know what I mean? Like,
Come.
if I lived in this universe and somebody said that they went to a dream where there was like someone who could turn into a dog, I'd be like, yeah, that's sounds right. Sounds like Thursday in Erdrea. It's me, God. Ooh, there's a message.
Courage in your heart and lightning in your hand.
Lightning hands. Our character has a lightning hand. If that's unclear.
There'll be time enough for staring out to sea tomorrow, laddie. Come on, let's get you to bed.
Yeah. Because magic is a reality. Yeah, it would just be like the matter of fact. The priority, bed down in the cabin at the seashore and take a much needed rest. Yeah, it would be weird in this world to be shocked to hear that somebody had experienced a supernatural thing. There's only 2 beds though. Who shared a bed with who? Sylvando and Hendrik? Oh, you're awake at last. You're attacked by a sea monster and everyone is talking about it. Must be your lucky day. No, I hope you're not thinking of venturing out to sea again. The beast may have swum into the open ocean. Don't stay here for long. Perhaps the trip to the Warrior's Rest would be the wiser move? Okay. The game's not gonna let me sail away, I take it. People all over Erdrea are claiming to have seen a number of strange fish-like creatures rise from the ocean onto the land. Once I've laughed at fanciful tales. Since the fall of Yggdrasil, nothing seems impossible. What will become of this world? What will become of this world? Here's my friend the Tockle. Yeah. You probably have a better item on than that. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. Yeah, I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I think it was called. And a lot of the game took place in islands in the sky with a single tree land. It just kept on happening. But I guess there's like in like Western storytelling, you played it? Cool. It was a good game. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that one. But yeah, in Western storytelling, there's a lot of, I'm sure there's like a lot of tropes that we just take for granted that we don't notice, that like another like a gamer from another culture would like point out that way, that like we wouldn't even notice. But even so, the weird island in the middle of the nowhere in a dream. Yeah, I guess like that happens a lot in the Zelda games too. In the Water Temple, in Ocarina of Time, that happens, where you fight Shadow Link. There's a sort of an empty shadow plane with just a single tree in the middle. And it also happens in Majora's Mask. There's the 4 kids with the masks and the Skull Kid in that area in the middle of the moon with just a single tree. Whoa there, traveler. What's the rush? Didn't I ever tell you haste makes waste? Sometimes you've got to just sit back, relax, and listen to some sweet loot licks. The ones I'm about to lay down. Some sweet salt licks for the horses. Pretty pony. You're so nice. Chunk of gold ore. Alrighty. So I'm told that everybody who comes to this inn has the same dream. Wow, you've been cooking the same food there for years, lady. Let's do a save, why not? It's good to do. Let's do it. Let's move. Let's move on. Jade. She gave up and left without a word. Wonder where Jade is at. Our dear traveling companion, Jade. Doggy, doggy, doggy. I always stay here at the inn and I make my trips to the ruins dungeon. I go to pray if all souls are lost, you see? We played it 60 hours. Yeah, it's a long game. But we're still going. My pal Cheston, who is here before under the tag Amite Shade, reckons it'll probably take me 100 hours to finish the game at the pace I'm going. Oh, Octagonia, which means it's really something special. Yeah, I'm in the second half of the game. Whatever. That's fine. Alright, we'll stay the night in the inn. I'm doing side quests and I'm talking to people and reading all the stuff too, so I'm getting through the game slower than a lot of people would. Especially because I'm streaming. I'm like reading stuff aloud, and I obviously read things aloud slower than you read them in your head.
Such despair.
Not skipping any of the cutscenes.
I am helpless, powerless, bound by the chains of regret.
So much drama.
If only I could go back, I would gladly accept eternal damnation just to go back to that day.
Sounds dark.
Please, hear my plea. You must free this restless knight from his prison of despair.
Oh yeah? Who could that be? Do we know any knights?
So we all had the same dream, eh? Just like people have been saying. The poor knight bemoaning his fate, asking to go back.
Oh, it was tragic. He looked so desperate. I wish there was something we could do to help, but we don't know who he is, or even where he is.
Maybe not. But that was Dracilian armor he was wearing. There's no doubt about that.
Looked
What
like
do you say, laddie?
that's funny.
Shall we go and see what's become of Dundrasil now that this blasted darkness has engulfed the world?
I just thought that was my character because that's just how my dude is dressed. But I guess that's just a coincidence. That's funny. But sure, let's go to Dundrasil. Why not? I'm gonna have one more shot at jumping onto that other balcony. Yeah, just a weird coincidence. I noticed that this particular piece of clothing messes with some of the Dark Heroes. Indeed, messes with some of the cutscenes because sometimes you're supposed to see like the mark on the hero's hand because people are like talking about it and like pointing to it, but because he's wearing armor, you can't see it. All right, let's see if we can't do a little bit of foraging. See if we can't get some upgrades to our kit before we move on to the next fight. Level up. More focus. Hooray. So tiara, so circus, source. So I think those are things that I were meant to find earlier in the game, but just for whatever reason missed. Beauty and the Beast. I've already made those, so I could give that to him. The King Axe. Looks like nothing there is going to be better than what I already have. Seem to be good at making defensive items for people. Yeah, it looks like I have a few things that I could upgrade people's situations with. Okay, so I think I have all the good gear on my dudes already. And I just need to figure out who's wearing what. And then make sure everything is upgraded. And then we should be good. Do you have a favorite Zelda game? What's your numero uno? Double whammy. There you are. That's it. Skyward Sword for the story. That's fair. Skyward Sword is one of the few I've actually not played, just coincidentally. Boom. But I've only heard great things about it. Yeah, we'll make one of these sorcerer rings, why not? I actually put one on Rab and one on the hero because of the way that they benefit from using their super overpowered move, either the Quadra Slash or the what was it called? Solar Flare. Uh-oh. Not quite, eh? I wonder what ranking it'll give it. Okay. So I guess that's not made at all then. Oh, right. You do get the item, it just doesn't have any ranks. Let's build another one for Rab. For Rabbert. So they can spam their ultimate technique over and over again. Sizzly buff. Okay, Fleur reaches. Still didn't really help that much. That'll do it. Well, that was actually too far. No, it's still in the paint. Oh no, it was too far. You can tell by the way it's all dinked looking. Well, hopefully that's not a failure. Success. That's good. Same results as if I had failed though, but whatever. I guess I get more perfectionist pearls for reworking other items. Dark. The deftness. It's gonna be good for Eric, but he's not in the team right now. Immunity of Truth. Sleep. Different status effects here. Alright, well that seems all be good. Okay, let's get everybody equipped up. And then we can improve whatever gear happens to be not quite perfect. We do this for Rab too. We've got better claws for him now, yeah. Quite a bit. Boxer shorts. There you go. King's Coat +2 is going to do some good things for my dear pal Lord Rabbert. Grandmaster's Garb. Well, this is even better. The attack is way higher. The defense is a little lower. Crit chance up though. So it's really good for this game. Crits are really, really good in this game. Oh, it's a special outfit too. So that's fun. Yeah, might as well, right? Alright, that's gonna work. Can we give him a better weapon? Yes, we can. The sweet dragon tail whip. Alright. Probably give him a better hat by now, right? Oh, with the charm. We need that charming hat. I guess we can equip Hendrik with some gear. Why not? Why not? If I can't get him killed, I might as well put him to use while he's here. Magic armor? Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Token of fealty. Well, we can get rid of that. You're not gonna need that, Hendrik. I like this. I love this item. The tough guy tattoo. It's actually just a sticker, but it still makes you stronger. It's getting early in France. I need to sleep. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Alright. Thanks for joining me for the stream there, Kanchi. Have a good one. Much appreciated. Hey there, Brad. How's it going? Beauty and the Beast. I hope you're doing well, Brad. He was dead for a while, but the game keeps on reviving him. Like every time we stop at an inn or whatever, he gets brought back from the dead, which is kind of annoying. But there we are. So I'm going to forge some items, but I'm going to take a really quick break. Take 2 minutes to go to the washroom. Yeah, spoilers, when you go to an inn, you get your hit points back. So I'll be back in two minutes. All right, it's been a good adventure, a good episode of our adventure in Dragon Quest Builders. Be back direct.